Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gio. This is my 2015 Tacoma, and today we're going to be installing some Auxbeam LED headlight bulbs. So Auxbeam went ahead and sent me out this kit to try out their LED bicolor bulbs. Now these LEDs are cut off, so they're not going to have a bunch of upspill blinding oncoming traffic. And bicolor means that it's going to start out at a cool white. If you turn off your headlights and turn them right back on, it'll engage yellow, which the yellow by itself is going to cut through sand, snow, and dirt much better than a cool white color will. With this base being much bigger, you do need to change out the dust boots, which they provide. And we're going to have to install these LED CAN bus boxes to prevent flickers and keep it error-free on the dash. So I've been running this combo for years. It is an Auxito LED bulb that also has cutoffs, so there's not a bunch of upspill blinding oncoming traffic. And these are the SAE DOT Baja fog lights. I run the fog lights all the time just because halogen headlights aren't that great and it doesn't light up the road that great. But I don't want to change them out because these headlights are the black chrome, which is specific to the 2015 TRD Pro, which is this limited production truck. And we're gonna go ahead and just leave these here. I don't want to put a projector retrofit or change out the headlight to a new style, just because to me it looks too modern and it takes away from this classic look. So we're gonna go ahead and swap out these bulbs right here. So it's going to be really tight in here and it's going to be hard to show you what I'm up to, but basically we're unplugging the headlight bulb on both sides. Then we'll take off this dust boot and then we'll release the clip that's holding the bulb into the headlight housing. After that, it's pretty much the reverse process where we put in the bulb, secure it, put on the new dust boots, and then connect the wiring to the CAN bus box and then connect the CAN bus box to this plug right here. All right, I'm in the truck now and we got the headlights on. So keep an eye on the driver's side bulb. That is the bicolor bulb I installed. The passenger side is still the traditional LED bulb, which doesn't change. So right here, we turn on the headlights and we're gonna see the yellow flick right on. Just turning them on and off real quick will engage that feature. We're gonna go ahead and take a brief pause on the video so I can show you a few things that I learned while I did the install myself. And a couple of parts that we got here from Auxbeam we're not going to end up using, and I'll tell you why. All right, first things first, like I mentioned before, Auxbeam sent me out this whole kit to put on the truck, so I didn't know if I was going to need these or not. And if you know me, you know I like less, just to make things less complicated. So I plugged it in without this and I didn't have any flicker problems and I had no error lights on the gauge cluster. So second gen guys don't need this, but third gen guys might. I know they have a little bit more tech. So if you have a third gen and you use these headlights, drop a comment below. Let everyone know if you need it or not. Secondly, they have these boots. So this boot is provided because the bulb of the light is just so much bigger. You're not going to get the factory boot around it. But what I found was this fits the headlight pretty bad. Not knocking Auxbeam's boots, but the Toyota headlight has a plastic shroud, like a lip that fits over this. And this is just a little too big. So had that gap been a little smaller like that all the way around, it probably would have fit way better. But I did come up with a solution that allows us to run the Auxbeam LED bulbs with the factory boot. All right, so I was able to fit the LED bulb through the factory boot and I was super stoked on figuring out how to do this because it's going to allow us to keep that headlight sealed up, keep all the moisture and the dirt out, and we're gonna be able to just plug and play the rest of this. So basically you have to grab this piece right here, the one that has the 3 prongs, and you're just going to give it a little push in and twist it, and then it's going to come right back out. So in this case I twist left, and this is the piece that actually goes onto the headlight. So you slide off the boot, and then this is how your headlight looks when you get it out the box. All right, and it's even got a little O-ring right here to keep everything out. So I'm guessing they make this bulb for several different applications, and this piece right here is the only difference, so that way they could just put the little mounting point on and sell a bunch of headlights with essentially the same bulb. Now with that method, it's going to be very tight. You may need to loosen the battery and move it. If not, maybe completely removing it would make it super easy, but I'm going to try to just move this thing over and get it installed. And then on the passenger side, there are two 10 millimeters, so this one and this one. Just take them off. This thing has like a little locator dowel on the bottom. Just kind of lift it, move it to the side, and you have all the room in the world to get this assembled. So don't try to install it fighting this thing. It is super easy to move. All right, let's go ahead and shut this off and we'll test out both of the bulbs installed. So we've got standard, turn them off, turn them back on, boom, yellow, white, yellow, white. That is awesome. Right, so I turned the fogs off so we can see the headlights better, but we got the lights on, and if I turn them on and off real quick, boom, yellow, white, no problem. So this feature is really cool. This yellow is really deep. Let me see if I can show you. All right, so check it out. Right across here and then through the bush, you can see that cutoff. So it's cut off nice and clean, and that's just on the bulb. So we're not having a bunch of upspill blinding oncoming traffic. And when we switch to the standard cool white, the cutoff is even way more pronounced all the way through. Just check it out right there in that bush. That thing is awesome, and the whole road is lit up. So shout out to Auxbeam for sending me out these bulbs to try out. I think they're awesome, and I cannot wait to try out that yellow feature in the sand, snow, and the rain. All right, guys, one last thing before we close out this video. Do everyone on the road a favor and re-aim your headlights if your truck is not stock. If you have a lift kit, if you have bigger tires, re-aim those headlights because it helps everyone on the road.